Hi everybody, welcome back to Cap at Home. I'm Miss Van, and today we're going to make our very own cardboard collage inspired by Katsushika Hokusai and his painting of Mount Fuji. So here is what we're going to do, and just to show you, this is the original. It's actually a block print, but we're gonna do a painting, cardboard painting collage. So before I get too far into my video, I'd like to say that this is Cap at Home and Gold Detroit, and we are sponsored by the Community Education Commission of the City of Detroit and General Motors, and I'd just like to say thank you. And so let's go to my work surface and see what we need. So I've got a variety of paint brushes here. I've got a metal ruler, which is really useful for when you're cutting cardboard. That just gives you a really strong, straight edge to cut against. I've got a utility knife and some scissors. I have some acrylic paint over here. And I have 3 buckets for washing my brushes. So I'll start in this bigger bucket and move to the smaller bucket. And that just makes sure that the brushes are good and clean for our project when we switch colors. So to start off, we're going to do a gradient for the background, which is going to be dark blue on top and kind of a medium blue in the middle. And then we don't really have to cover the bottom because it's going to get covered up by the other parts of our collage. So I'm going to kind of layer on the paint on my piece of cardboard here. To create my gradient. And I like to kind of blend a couple of colors. And I'm starting with the background so that by the time we get to the gluing portion, which we will need, I'm using hot glue, but you can use any other type of glue that you prefer. I just think hot glue dries quick enough for these tutorials for me to show you kind of how to place the components in this collage. So I'm creating this gradient, and I'm just kind of enjoying the texture of this cardboard. And I have this work surface here, which is a cutting board, but you can also cut cardboard on other layers of cardboard. So I'm going to set this off to the side while I cut my other pieces of cardboard, and I'm going to use my 3 bucket system for cleaning my brush. And I'm going to move on to the mountain. So I'm going to use a piece of cardboard here to create the mountain. making sure that my fingertips are not going to be in the way of my utility knife. So I'm just being very careful to leave this little edge here. And I'm just kind of really enjoying this. The corrugated texture is very interesting. That's why I like to work with cardboard so much. I love reuse for one thing, and then I love the texture of the material. So now I'm just going to kind of hold it up to my background and make sure that I've got enough space here. Oh, I'm at wrong angle, so I'm going to go on this side. And I'm just going to trim this little bit here. That's the right. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to make the mountain this really cool gradient of kind of orange and red and like deep orange. So I'm just layering on a few different colors of paint here to get the gradient that I want. So I'm going to take my medium brush here and just kind of create this gradient. So when you're learning how to create art, it's really nice to kind of go through and find other artists that you admire for a number of reasons, but stylistic reasons are good reasons to admire an artist. It's just kind of part of the process of learning is copying and finding out what you like and how to create your own style based on your preferences. And there's a lot of great art out there to discover and learn from. All right. I think I want a little bit more orange. All right. So I'm going to take this piece of cardboard and set it off to the side. And now I'm going to create the tree line. So this is really where the corrugation from the cardboard comes in handy, because I'm going to use that to kind of represent the trees in this image. And again, I'm trying to be very careful with my fingertips as I make this cut in the cardboard. And then I'm going to kind of allow the cardboard to sort of peel. And actually, I want to peel off the top layer to create that texture that I like. So I'm going to kind of encourage less here so that it doesn't overlap too much. Ooh, that was good. I like that amount of texture. So as I'm kind of creating all of this excess scrap, I have a recycling bin kind of at my feet, and I'm just gonna make sure that all of my tiny pieces of cardboard make it into this recycling bin. And I'm getting a good amount of texture here. Go with that, and I'm going to kind of trim off the edge a little bit because I don't need quite as much here as I have. I don't want to overhang my background too much. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to paint it green. I've got some green paint here. And I'm using my 3-bucket system to make sure that my paintbrush is ready to accept another color without mixing more than I want it to. Also, when the brush is already wet, it kind of accepts the color onto your paper a little bit more easily. And this dry brush technique is really interesting to show the texture of the cardboard, and it kind of like is going to represent the tree line. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow in my gradient here. To create this dry brush technique again, and to really accentuate the texture of my cardboard. And also just to get some more interesting color variation. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to set this piece off to the side again, and I'm going to make more of the sky in the background. So I've got a little bit of white, sort of cloudy sky, and some clouds. I really enjoy the shape of the clouds in this image that I'm working from. And I think working with cardboard really lends itself to creating those images. So I've got some sort of pre-cut pieces left over from my first example. So these are going to be my clouds. So I'm just going to trim them down and give them some rounded edges. And I'm going to work right over my recycle bin. So here's one. I'm just going to start by placing them and getting an idea for where I want them to be. Here on my background. And I want some variation in my cloud shapes. So they're all going to be a little different. Here's a nice bigger piece, and maybe I can get 2 clouds out of this one piece of cardboard. Or 2 clouds and maybe some snow for the top of my mountain. We'll see. So this is going to be a cloud. This is going to be a cloud. Let's see how my layout is looking. Alright, so I need a few more for this side and the top. And then like this whole time I've had my glue gun kind of off to the side, ready to like be nice and hot. So in a minute I can start gluing down the pieces of my collage here. So I've got a few little pieces to be my mountain snow. Let's see. And then this is a little bit extra. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing the background kind of into place with my hot glue gun. I really like how everything really lines up in this style of artwork. We've got a lot of symmetry, a lot of parallel lines, and some repeating angles, which really give this image a lot of uniformity, which I enjoy. It's nice to have a little bit of consistency. That piece is already good and on there. So this is kind of like maybe another part of the mountain in the background, or just some overcast sky happening. I need another piece of, I need another glue stick. Right. It's going to be some good coverage. And it's always a good idea to have an extra piece of cardboard or paper off to the side to protect your work surface from your melting glue. So I'm just going to finish off here by kind of laying out the rest of my components, and I will post my finished piece in the comment section of this video. And I really hope you enjoyed our project today. Remember, you can also post your reflections, questions, and comments in the section at the bottom of this video. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. You can also post pictures of your project or your works in progress, or you can email them to kat@collegeforcreativestudies.edu for the opportunity to be featured in our social media pages. And don't forget to check back at 4 p.m. next week, Monday through Thursday, for more Cap at Home and Gold Detroit art projects. And don't worry if you miss us live, because our videos are available on our video library on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, so you can do art with us anytime. Thank you for joining me and to the Community Education Commission and General Motors for making these videos free and possible. Bye-bye.